Hello and welcome everybody to Hammers Chat. It's Talk a Good Game. It's the preview for the Manchester United League Cup fixture. We're having a go at them again. Gio is not here. He's off at a Backstreet Boys reunion concert. He's living his life up. So thankfully, it's not just me. It's Gonzo who actually, he's got knowledge like I do, because I'm just going to chat nonsense. How are you? How are you feeling after the game? Are you a bit more confident about this one? What's your vibes?
It's hard to be confident, Charlie, because I don't know the composition of either team. We're going to try and guess ours, aren't we? And possibly some of Man United's players. How am I feeling? Less grumpy. I was pretty grumpy. Everything sort of conspired.
I did notice on the review there was a definitive grump to it, and I respect that.
Absolutely. There's a couple of people say, "You've got to respect this. You've got to respect that." No. I didn't respect anything at all. I was pure West Ham fan, purely annoyed that we'd lost a game, and there was no pragmatism at all. What about yourself? Are you up for this, Charlie? Are you up for the League Cup?
Do you know what? I'm obviously of the mindset of you just go in to win every single game regardless. It doesn't matter what it's for. We should go in to win it. This is the one where I'll accept it. Like, I wouldn't be fuming. But I think I had a different reaction to most people, because when I looked on social media after, and I tend to stay away from West Ham Twitter mostly,
Sure.
But the reaction seemed to be more angry than I was. I remember finishing the watch along and being like, do you know what? We give it as good as we got, sort of thing. They had a match on their hands. We didn't roll over. The end was heartbreaking, but by and large, I was pretty happy with our performance. But everyone else seemed very, very angry. But so going into this, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, we're going to essentially be probably facing their second string. I've got some confidence, I've got some confidence. I mean, we'll deep it a bit more as we go on, obviously, but I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic about this one. Even if we do lose, I'll be like, that's just the League Cup. I mean, for you, in terms of the League Cup, are you looking to prioritize that? Like, we've got so many different things going around. This is something I ask on the Patreon exclusive Two Spanners One Hammer podcast that you could listen to at patreon.com/hammerchat. It's something I bring up a lot on there. It's like, what is your priority ladder sort of thing? Where is the League Cup lying for you in that right now?
Well, that's a bloody good podcast, by the way. So
thank you. You have been on it several times, so you should say that.
Yeah, but it's even better when I'm not on it, Charlie. It's really good. So sort of get involved. It's exclusive to Hammers Chat patrons. So click the link below if you want to get involved and support Hammers Chat at the same time and get this exclusive and wonderful podcast. In terms of the priorities, they change, don't they? In the moment we got 3 points in that European group, our priorities automatically changed. We can now have more of a chance of progressing in Europe than we have of progressing in the League Cup. And there was no doubt in my mind that some fatigue set in. And you were absolutely right in what you said. We gave them a really, really good game, and there was a bit of heartbreak at the end. And the video that I did earlier on the forum channel was saying exactly that. That being said, if they are going to play their second string, there's a high likelihood we're going to play our second string. He's got a decision to make with Antonio, because personally I would wrap him up in cotton wool and save him for Leeds. And it's really, how good is our second string going to be compared to theirs? They probably don't need this. See, the funny thing is they're in a different situation to us, because obviously we did really well in our first game in Europe, and they did quite crap in their first game in Europe. But then they've also won the league game, haven't they? So they're a little bit above and beyond there. I wonder how disappointed Man United would be if they went out the League Cup. I suspect not majorly, but he needs a trophy, Solskjaer.
He does. And what's interesting is that this is the season they have probably the best opportunity to win a trophy. Like, I mean, you both spoke about it on the preview, and you spoke about it on a review as well for the Premier League game. That side has a lot of, if not world-class, verging on world-class people in it. This is probably the best opportunity they've had to have a trophy.
Virgins and world-class people in it.
You know what I mean? You just you see them from a mile off.
You do. Inexperienced.
Exactly. I was going to start naming people there. I think I'm pulling back from that.
Who's a virgin in the Manchester United team? Leave your comments below.
David De Gea. No, I feel like this is the best opportunity they've got for that. And it doesn't surprise me then that I have heard a lot of Manchester United fans. I mean, in general, top teams don't tend to be too fussed about the League Cup, the fans, at least in the early stages. When it gets to the end, they're all about winning. Oh my God, they want to win it badly. But in the early stages, they're like, oh, we don't have to worry about the League Cup, whatever. It doesn't surprise me that I've heard that sort of line coming from Manchester United yet again. saying, well, if we get through, that's fine, but really, you know, it is what it is. And you can be 100% certain that the narrative coming out of the game, if we were to win, it would be, yeah, but we beat you in the thing that matters. So that's going to be fun to deal with, especially if I have any Man United supporting friends. But do you think so? Do you agree with me that we are probably going to see a fully changed Manchester United lineup then? I mean, because usually in these previews we'd ask like, what do you think of the opposition? We went through that literally like 3 days ago. So like, do you think we're going to see like the full on switch?
I think so, yeah. Because why would they do any different? I just don't think that they would. That being said, as ridiculous as it sounds, it is an opportunity to give players like Jadon Sancho. Okay, it's preposterous to even say such a thing. So actually, their revamped side means Jesse Lingard starting, means Jadon Sancho starting, means Jenny from the block, Donny van der Beek starting as well. So actually, you know, there's some bloody good players in there. I'm funny enough, I'm just looking down a list of their players as well, and they've got some, you know, Eric Bailey. People say Bailey, it's not. It's Eric Bailey.
Sure.
Read it. Eric Bailey will start. Tellez, these are good players. Matic, maybe not so much, but you know they've got some really good players in there. So yes, that's the sort of composition of the team that I would expect to see from Manchester United.
I mean, yeah, like you say, if you fully rotate, say that front four, you've got Sancho, Lingard, Martial, and Cavani.
Yeah,
like, it's not exactly bad. It's not like we could call it second string, but you're looking at it and you're like, oh, okay, all right, that's not good. Does that put fear into you? Are you scared of this side? Like this if it is the full rotated team that we're thinking it's going to be, like, are you scared of that, and who would be the people you're, I guess, most scared of?
Yes, I think that there would be a fear factor in today. You've also got to remember he's done this before. When we played them last season, we were loads better in the first half, and then the ball went out of play that game. Rashford tore Soufal and who what's it, and so on and so forth. They called him two hole Soufal after that. I don't know why I just said that.
Sure. Soufal, but with two O's in it, as opposed to something like that. There's something there.
Hey, I like that. I like it. He had all these good players on the bench. So he was resting. His priority was Europe, if you remember, in that particular game. I think, once again, they'd had an unfavourable result in Europe. Were playing us. So the next game was crucial, was pivotal for them. And actually, it wasn't going his way in the first half. So actually, whilst he did start with a second string, he had all these good players on the bench as well, people like Fernandes we brought off the bench. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be very, very hard for us to win. Actually, I think it was easier for us to win the league game. Our full strength against their full strength is a more even battle than their reserves and our reserves, if you want to disrespectfully call them reserves, which just is.
Yeah, Cavani's a reserve is what it is. But let's move on to West Ham. But before we do that, hey everyone, like, video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, we are live all match day. We'll be live with the build up. I'm assuming, do you know, pull back curtain slightly, will Gio be back for then? I don't know. Do you know if Gio will be back for
what time is it? Sort of 8 o'clock-ish or something like that?
That's another good question I don't know the answer to.
Thanks for tuning in. It's a Hammers Chat. This is where you
get at 7:45. It's at 7:45 kickoff. There you go.
Yeah. Well, look, Gio will either be back for. It's a good old concert. You say Backstreet Boys concert, Backstreet Boys extravaganza with Boyzone in support. So let's just get that right. And
they're doing back covers of Backstreet Boys songs.
It's a lot. He's been really excited. He's been practicing his dances so they can sing. He syncs up with them when they sing all their favourites. I can't think of any songs. Obviously,
Backstreet's back.
Backstreet's back.
Open brackets, all right. Close brackets.
All right, Backstreet's back. All right. Yeah, I know that one. So he knows all the moves to that. He's been really looking forward to this. So I wouldn't blame him if he wants to hang around and get some selfies and some autographs and buy all the t-shirts and just meet all the boys individually. I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him for doing so.
Hang outside their hotel window, having a little look in.
Oh, just at the toilet. The change rooms are the toilet windows.
Yeah. But that's what. Yeah, just having the little ones that open like that, just a little bit in the toilet.
Yeah. There's enough angle for a look. So I hear.
For a peek.
Yeah, absolutely.
A cheeky guy.
Not enough to get anything in. But anyway, I would imagine One would imagine.
But regardless, Gonzo will be live with the build-up, even if Gio is not. And then I'll, of course, have the review, the watch-along, and then Gonzo will do the review after. So make sure to come back because we'll be live throughout the entire day. Whole good times of Hamish Chat content. But let's talk about the team we actually know a lot about. Let's talk about Manchester. Let's talk about Manchester United. Let's talk about West Ham even. Goalkeeper. Let's start there. It's the obvious place to start. I think most people were on the assumption that Areola was probably going to start this weekend, and he didn't end up doing it. It didn't shock me too much that Moyes went with a guy who he probably knows and trusts more in a league game against Manchester United. But are you expecting that inevitable switch to happen now in the League Cup?
Well, you have to, otherwise you're going to have a very grumpy player on your hands. He's going to be thinking, okay, well, hold on a second. If I don't get him now, I'm not going to get him. Fabianski played well, don't get me wrong, but he did make a mistake. So if Areola can't get in now, I think to detrimental such an impact, I don't think we'd be able to sign him permanently because I think he'd be peed off. So yeah, he's got to be in, mate. Yeah,
I strongly agree. And I think we just have to start blooding him in because, again, like you say, we know Fabianski's contract's coming up. We know his age. We know his sort of slightly declining stature, although I don't think as much as most people do, but he's still not the powers he once was. We need to start blooding Areola in at some point. That's why he's here. So this game makes the perfect sense. And I would be shocked if it didn't happen now. I was already a bit surprised, but I would be actually genuinely shocked.
Yeah.
In the watch along, I'd be like, oh, that kind of level of shock. Do you know what I mean? Tactically, are you sticking with this four at the back?
Yeah, I think so. That being said, I can understand him not doing that because it means he could get Diop and Dawson in there and then just one other, possibly Zuma. I would understand that because I think Cresswell must be rested. I'm going to go with a 4, though. I'm going to go with a 4 for this one. I don't know I guess it's not going to replay or go for extra time. It's the last thing we need, quite frankly. It really is the worst case scenario. Yeah. And I'm sorry to say this, but I would rather lose than go to extra time in that respect because Leeds is mega important. I think we can go up and beat Leeds. So for that reason, I actually do want to rest Rice, Soufal, Souček, Cresswell, Fornals. They all look tired. I'm resting all of those players in my team. So you can probably guess my team. I say guess my team. I'm actually writing the rest right now, actually, as we speak.
Listen, I'll vamp and give you that time because this is the thing I was going to ask is the tactics are one separate thing, right? And the goalkeeper is like its own little island. I think you can change your goalkeeper around without fully changing the tactics as such. Yeah. It wouldn't shock me if we were to go to 5 just because, you know, if we're looking at it, we were almost playing a sort of 5 at the back anyway against Manchester United. There were times where we were defending where say Pablo Fornals would drop so deep or Jarrod Bowen would drop so deep that actually it kind of was a 5 at the back. We just had like someone sort of auxiliary in that position. So it wouldn't shock me if we went back and, like you say, it would give us the opportunity to put more centre backs in that need sort of game time because that's going to be sort of something that's going to increasingly happen. But I would suspect and I would want us to stay at 4 at the back. I said this to you, I think, before in the build up on whatever that match was. Was it yesterday? I don't know. Time doesn't exist to me anymore.
I understand. I totally understand.
But the idea of like, I've been really impressed by our changing formation and our changing tactics this year by David Moyes. I would have taken him before that as a very stubborn man, and he's sort of shown that he can actually change stuff up. And we did play sort of more like we would have last season, but with a completely different formation. And there were times where we did get that flowing, those 3 behind a striker and the movement and that sort of thing that you've brought up many times, the sort of fluidity of those and switching up positions and that. There were times where that came into full effect. So I would be disappointed if we were to change the 5. It wouldn't surprise me, but I would be disappointed because I think that it's just good to see. It's much, I mean, from a fan point of view, it's just much more entertaining to watch as well, I think. But now we have that. Can I get your 4 defenders, please?
I can give you all that was perfect timing. It gave me time to fabricate a team.
Good.
I'll give you the whole team.
Okay, you give me the whole team so I can then fabricate mine in my head just real quick.
Okay, I reckon you've got about, if I extend each name with a little nickname in there or something like that, then it probably doubles the time. I was going to say you probably got about 20 seconds. I reckon we could stretch it to about 40 seconds for you to think.
Good luck coming up with 10 nicknames. I present to you Gonzo's nicknames. Go.
Okay. In goal, excellent. In goal, We've got Ari, Ari 25, Ariola. Right back, Fred. I was going to say Fred and Rose West. Oh my goodness, Ryan Fredericks.
I feel like I should stop this, but I'm not going to.
Oh dear. At centre half, my boy Lollipop is a Diop.
Yep.
It sounds like the top 10 pop pickers. Smash-tastic. Coming in at number 9. It's Satsuma.
Okay.
At left back, I'm playing Ben, not the sprinter, Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I can't think of. Oh my words. Okay, I don't know why this. I'm just in midfield making his debut. Alex the Kraken Crow.
Okay.
Next to him, his partner is Mark. Never misses a penalty. Noble.
Never, ever. Never.
He's like that burger that burger that they're doing at the moment at McDonald's, the Legends. Have you made up your team? Have you made up your team yet?
Yeah, I'm roughly that. I'm roughly that.
Okay. So in the 3 behind the striker, I'm going Benny Hill, Ben Rama, obviously. Manuel Lanzarotti.
Sure.
And Arthur the Masuaku is actually going to be playing left and an attacking role.
Ooh, okay.
I know. Do you like it?
I do.
Okay, and up front, I'm struggling for a nickname here. Nicola, he's got a name like a lady, Vlasic.
Okay, I'm surprised you didn't go for the Sean Connery. I fully suspected the Sean Connery to come in.
Oh, Vlasic, money penny. Okay, there we go.
There you go. Fair play. Some questions I'll bring into that, but I'll run through mine very quickly.
Well, to be fair, I've got to go and pick my daughter up from school, so you better hurry up with your team, and you can't do any questions. So I've got to leave in about 2 minutes.
Okay, Ariola. I'm looking down the team. Fredericks, Zuma, Diop. Zuma, Diop. I guess it has to be Masuaku because I think Cresswell needs a rest. But at the same time, that scares me, and it's something about your team that scares me a little bit. It's that left-hand spine. That's a question I would have wanted. Yeah. Souček and Crow. I like the idea of Noble. I want to see Noble. I like the idea of playing Crow. I think Crow gets name time, but I would only play him with Souček first time just because they know each other. Just because I think that lessens the sort of big curve in. You don't want to just drop them in. Do you know what I mean? Like a baby into the swimming pool just to see.
You don't drop a baby into a swimming pool.
Yeah, but if you throw a baby into a swimming pool, they float something, don't they? I don't know how it works.
I don't know. It's for someone else to find out. Preferably,
I'm not a father. I don't know.
No, and you're unlikely to be.
Yeah,
probably for a very short period of time.
Yeah, I was going to say not for long.
Chuck your baby in the
yeah, exactly. And then probably Vlasic up front because, like you say, I would rest Antonio as well, and then behind him Yarmolenko, Lanzini, and someone. Fornals probably. I trust Fornals to keep going. That guy seems to just have an engine.
Yeah.
I trust Fornals to have an engine. But I mean, so final prediction then, just before we end. Score. What are you saying?
I think Man United win 2-0 because I think we will have the composition of the team will be relatively similar to that. I'm just not sure how seriously we'll take it. I've seen David Moyes go and throw a game for us against Everton before when he probably didn't even need to then. He probably needs to now. Hey ho. There you go. Yeah, I'm sorry to say that, but what Leeds is so important. So important, mate.
If we lose but we win against Leeds, are you happy with that? Would you take that?
Yeah. And then we go on and win in our next game in Europe, I've got to say, because I think we'd be sort of whatever top 6 or 7 in the league. Halfway to being qualified in first position in Europe. I think you'd have to really. We've got to bring some players in January, Charlie. There's no doubt about that to then push on. But we got the director of directors in to do that sort of thing. So
that is his job title as well. Director of directors.
Yeah.
He looks at David Moyes. He goes, "Oi."
Yeah. Well, he looks after the directors. You've got to have head of who. Look, you know what? It's all very well having a director of recruitment, but who recruits the directors? That keeps me awake at night. And away from my daughter's school when I got to go and do the school run.
Fair enough. And then my prediction would be I'm gonna say it will go to extra time. I think it'll be 1-1. I think we'll give them a game, but I think Man United's the quality of their second stream will probably strengthen through, and I say they'll get the win. But I do think we'll give them a game. But like you say, I would prefer not to go to extra time because Jesus Christ, that would be a bad thing. Anyway, no more extra time on this video either. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're around, all that good stuff. Make sure to come back Wednesday when we'll have a full match day stuff. And come on, you guys, and we'll see you next time. See you later, everyone. Bye.
Splendid.